Hey y'all, it's the professor for the Professor Helps with your weekly message. I'm doing it a little bit early because one of the things that I really believe in is family on Christmas. And that could be your family of choice, and that could also be your family of origin. So, in this week's installment of the Professor Helps, I want to talk to you about something that came across to me last week, and it's the idea that it's really okay to not be okay over the holidays. We spend a lot of time saying things like happy holidays, season's greetings. It's the most wonderful time of the year, except it's not the most wonderful time of the year for everyone. And I think that it's really easy to get caught up in the forced joviality of the season, and we forget that people experience crushing loss and job loss and depression and infertility struggles, and there's just a whole host of things that make it not the most wonderful time of the year. And I certainly do my best to keep it positive. I think that there's a lot of value in that. I also think it's really important to be authentic, and with my audience, you, I think that nothing is served more than me being authentic with you. And I will tell you, it has been a horrible year for the Hastons. I mean, there has been job loss, there has been death, there have been planned deaths, there have been unplanned deaths. There was a funeral this weekend. And I gotta tell you, it's definitely hard to find the joyous spirit and the spirit of the season. I'm certainly doing my best. We decorated our tree. I've listened to Christmas carols. One of my favorite traditions is watching It's a Wonderful Life. The movie never fails to make me cry. I mean, literally, I think I'm 12 minutes in and I'm crying. If you don't know it, you should see it. If you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Just sometimes things suck. And there's no way around it. It just sucks. And the thing is the best thing that you can do is let yourself be okay. Give yourself permission to be okay, or give yourself permission to not be okay. Because I think so often in life we have these smiles plastered on our faces saying, I'm okay, really, I'm okay. Because think about it, when someone asks you a question, how are you doing? We all say fine, or we say that we're okay. Now, this doesn't give you license to be a Grinch and walk around and be unhappy with everybody that you talk to. In fact, it's the exact opposite. If someone asks you how you're doing, and you're not doing great, you can say, I'm making it, I'm working on it. This doesn't mean that you share your entire life story with every single person who passes you by. However, I do think that with the people who love you most and the people who you care about the most, you can be with them a little bit more real. You can say to them, it's hard. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So anything that I'm telling you to do, I'm doing myself. And I think that it's really easy to plaster that fake smile on our faces and say, I'm great. So that's why one of my hashtags is stop posting perfection, because I think we're all so into being perfect, and I think that more often than not, none of us are. And I think we all have the ability to be a little bit kinder. And I turned to Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and I think that there are 3 things that you can do if you're not feeling up. The first thing is to admit it. I think the first step is to admit it to yourself, how you're feeling. Are you up? Are you down? And it can vary from minute to minute, day to day, hour to hour. So go ahead and give yourself that permission and get the help that you need. If you're deeply depressed, seek a professional's help. That can also take the shape of friends and family just supporting you. And definitely there's a boundary to that too, because sometimes the family is what gives you the stress. So definitely give yourself the space to feel how you feel. The second thing you can do is let yourself feel the way that you feel. And if people can't deal with it, then you can walk away and you can be on your own and feel unhappy. The third thing that you can do, and I think this is the most important one, is the Mr. Rogers piece of advice I was going to say a minute ago. There are 3 rules for success, according to Fred Rogers. Number 1, be kind. Number 2, be kind. Number 3, be kind. I can tell you how many times that I have been in a very grinchy mood, and some act of kindness has made a big difference. In fact, last year I had one of my gifts stolen off of my desk, and I told my people about it, you know, kind of like, oh, it happens, blah, 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 and I was trying to spin it, but they saw right through me, and the next day they bought me a new gift card along with a separate card to say how much they appreciated me, and I can't tell you how much that turned around my Christmas. And I think that it's one of those things where we could all be just a little kinder to each other. And the thing is that even if someone is not being kind to you, you still have the responsibility to spread that kindness, because it spreads like a ripple effect, right? So you're kind to somebody, they're kind to somebody else, and that's something I think that we can all do, even in the midst of not feeling great. It's okay to not be okay, and that's the heart and soul of my message today. So I hope that this helped you. If it did, please go ahead and subscribe. You will get a message from me every week. Usually it's on Wednesday, but because of Christmas, I'm putting my family first, and I'm doing my message today. I hope that you're all doing well out there, and if you're not, remember, it's really okay to not be okay. Really. And this is the professor signing off.